When you hear of animal cloning, your mind may immediately think of a science fiction movie. But cloning is here. And it's already been done. According to FDA.gov, cloning is a complex process that lets one exactly copy the genetic, or inherited, traits of an animal. But why on earth would a scientist want to do that? Successfully cloned livestock include cattle, swine, sheep, and goats. Researchers have been cloning livestock since 1996. When it became known that this practice could become a commercial venture in 2001, the FDA's Center for Veterinary Medicine asked that food from clones be kept out of the food chain. FDA then began an intensive evaluation that included examining the safety of food from cloned animals. There are medical and scientific reasons for cloning. The cloning of animals is already being used to produce human antibodies against infectious diseases, and even cancers. It is also being used alongside genetic techniques in the development of animal organs for transplant into humans. This is called xenotransplantation. Scientists feel that the study of animal clones, and cloned cells, could lead to greater understanding of embryo development and age-related diseases. The Roslin Institute is an animal sciences institute in Scotland, part of the University of Edinburgh. This institute is responsible for the creation of Dolly the sheep. Dolly was part of a series of experiments at the institute, where scientists, embryologists, surgeons, vets, and farm staff tried to develop a better method for producing genetically modified livestock. If their experiment was successful, this would mean fewer animals to be used in future experiments. Dolly was cloned from a cell taken from a mammary gland of a 6-year-old Finn Dorset sheep, and an egg cell taken from a Scottish black-faced sheep. Dolly was born to her surrogate mother on July 5, 1996. Dolly's white face was one of the first signs that she was a clone, because if she was genetically related to her surrogate mother, she would have had a black face. Because Dolly's DNA came from a mammary gland cell, she was named after the country singer Dolly Parton. Dolly later had 6 lambs. The first was Bonnie. Then later, twins Sally and Rosie. And lastly, her triplets, Lucy, Darcy, and Cotton. On February 14, 2003, Dolly was euthanized. She was 6 years old. Dolly had a progressive lung disease, and severe arthritis. She lived only about half the lifespan of a regular sheep, which is about 11 to 12 years. A study by French scientists suggested that cloning may cause long-term health defects. This was discovered after a 2-month-old calf, cloned from genes taken from the ear of an adult cow, died after developing heart and blood complications. It is said that the cloning process interfered with the normal genetic functioning of the developing calf. It had been cloned from a skin cell, extracted from the ear of an embryo of a cow. The calf seemed to have developed normally the first month, after being treated with diuretics for an enlarged heart. Soon after, there was rapid depletion of its red and white blood cells, causing its condition to deteriorate. The calf was treated with iron supplements, but it died from severe anemia at the age of 7 weeks. Researchers had found that the calf's lymphoid tissues, which includes the thymus, spleen, and lymph nodes, had failed to develop normally. Dr. Jean-Paul Renard, of the National Institute for Agricultural Research near Paris, warned that the observation should be taken into account in debates on reproductive cloning in human beings. There is a popular myth that scientists can bring back extinct species by cloning them. While theoretically that is possible, it is not very likely to happen anytime soon. There have been efforts to de-extinct extinct species, but the approaches used are much more sophisticated than simple cloning. It requires reassembly of the genomes of the extinct species, using the closest living relatives as a template. Scientists have, however, cloned endangered species. Cloning isn't a new technology. It has been around for quite some time, yet, we still haven't seen all the amazing things it has to offer. There is still some things we need to learn with this molecular biology, but the future looks promising.